Hello and welcome back to the Hawks Nest for OCAA playoff action. The Humber Hawks begin their quest for their 6th provincial gold medal in a row, and they welcome in the Durham Lords. Andrew Milani and Zach Benoit on the call for you for this one. We just saw a win from the women's. Hopefully we can get a win here for the men's. But Zach, what are you looking forward to here today?
Very much looking forward to see how this one falls out. Again, we know the historied rival between these two schools, not necessarily in volleyball. We've seen it in basketball, we've seen it in softball especially, but here the Humber Hawks men's team, they had a bit of an up and down year. They're 11-5 on the season, but they had a big win to end out the year against the Cambrian Shield. You see them at 13-3. That was a statement win because they didn't have Taven Blackmore, their reigning OCAA Player of the Year. They still don't have him today, but to add on to that list, they don't have Paul Manna.
It's going to be a tough one, but Humber, a little bit of an up and down season. They started off 3-3, but really came on hot the second half of the season, finishing up 8-2. We look to the other side of the standings with the Eastern Division. Durham, very much an up and down season, 8-8. They finished 5-5 in their last 10 as well. Yeah, you know, they didn't have the season they wanted to, but coming into the crossover, this is where anything can happen. You can always upset, doesn't matter where you are. That's the beauty about the playoffs, right? A fresh start. Humber in their home whites. Durham's going to be in their black and greens here today. Just a few seconds left to go. There's our player, Alex Segui, that we'll be focusing on today, but we'll turn over to the sideline for our player introductions. Esprit, take it away.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to the Nest here at the Humber Athletic Center for OCAA men's volleyball crossover matchup between the visiting Durham Lords and your Humber Hawks! Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your officials for the game. First referee, Ryan McDoom. Second referee, Andy Vu. And the line judges are Ellie Moratitas and Stephen Han. Now, time to welcome the starting lineups for both the teams. Firstly, for the visiting Durham Lords. Leading off from Brooklyn, Ontario, a 6'4" playing middle, number 2, Owen Long. From Whitby, a 5'10" setter, number 3, Jalen Arias. From Curtis, a 6'5" playing middle, number 7, Shane Polion. From Whitby, a 6'2" outside hitter, number 8, Ryan McGilvray. From Woodbridge, a 5'9" outside hitter, number 9, Jonas Felix. And from Toronto, a 6'7" playing middle, number 16, Will Duchette. The libero for the game from Brandon, Manitoba, a 5'8", number 6, Ravi Hunter. The head coach for the Lords is Dwayne Cochrane. Hawks Nation, please welcome the starting lineups put together by the head coach, Wayne Wilkins. Leading off from Ottawa, a 6'1" setter, number 2, Nicholas Cozy. From Kingston, Ontario, a 6'4" playing middle is our number 7, Dante Sugarman. From Brampton, a 6'3" playing outside, number 8, Kyle Greg Phillips. From Santos, Brazil, a 6'8" playing middle, number 12, Apollo Barras. From Curitiba, Brazil, a 6'3" playing left side, number 13, Rafael Werner. And from from Scarborough, Ontario, a 5'9", number 15, Alex Siggy.
Wilkins in his 30th year of work here, going for his 6th gold medal in a row here in the province. Humber 6-9 all-time against Durham in the postseason. Their last meeting, February 29th, 2020, a leap year. The gold medal match, Humber won that one 3-0. And this is the 36th straight postseason appearance for the Humber Hawks, dating back to 89-90.
Got some other numbers to throw at you here. The Hawks have 20 consecutive wins in OCAA postseason action. Wayne Wilkins boasts a record of 457 and 148 all-time, and a 67-32 postseason record.
Jalen Arias gets it started here. Andres from the right side couldn't get it done. The flip over by Apollo Bras, and he gets it done. Humber up 1-0 early.
Apollo Bras in the final regular season game of the year, he went out with what looked like an injury. He caught a kill right off the side of the head and was a little bit dazed. Good to see him back in the game.
Kozic gets it started. They'll just throw it right back. Gray Phillips. Kozic the setup for Apollo Bras, and he's got 2 already.
X-factor, get him going. Things get so tough to guard against.
That one goes right into the net. A quick 3-0 start here for the Humber Hawks. As Doucette putting that one into the net. Big middle here for the Durham Lords. Kozic once again from the service line. It's good. Set up here, blocked on the right side. That'll go out of bounds though, and a point for Durham. They're on the board.
It's a little bit loud in here. Oh no, did they give the point to the Hawks? Yes, they did.
Oh, got overturned. Kozic right back to it. 4th serve in a row from the man out of Ottawa. A little bit of a delay, but we're back underway here. Set up at the net, thrown over. Humber's having to go all around. Does it make it over? It will not. Humber scrambles and Durham will pick up the point. Now they're on the board with their first. Durham led by Dwayne Cochran, his 4th year as head coach. Jonas Felix from Woodbridge here to serve. And that misses. It's a service error. Humber racking up the points here early. It's 5-1.
When it comes to provincial medals, this is the Humber Hawks men's team's longest streak that they've ever been on. They've sprinkled in wins, really dating all the way back to the 2004-2005 season, but this is the longest stretch of winning they've had.
Before last year, they've never had a 5-peat. That one will go into the crowd here. Durham picking up another point. Of course, in the middle of that run, Humber hosted nationals, went to the finals, went down swinging to the Capilano Blues.
What a time that was. We were here for that. That was an electric atmosphere.
Try it again. Andres going cross court. He misses. And Durham picking up 3 of the last 4 points. Looking to put their stamp on this game early. Kozic for Great Phillips, tries to slam it down. No, he'll try again. No mistake that time. KGP with the point.
KGP, the vet, again coming through when you need him. He had a huge game against the Cambrian Shield, and he's just continuing that momentum into this one.
Humber doubling up Durham here early. Apollo Bras with the serve. That one partially blocked, but gets down. Andres and Gray Phillips couldn't quite contain that one. And Durham slowly catching up here.
Hawks leading it. But like you said, Durham all time, they've had the upper hand against the Humber Hawks. That's something we don't normally say for teams, especially in OCAA volleyball.
Fresh face on the field, it's Sugarman. That misses, point Humber.
We mentioned the impact that Tay Blackmore has had on this squad. Well, he finished his career 5th overall in career points, 632. Puts him behind some elite names, and Blackmore, I got the chance to talk to him before the game today, and he had to miss the final 2 games due to injury. He's just a little frustrated because he felt like he could have broken some more records.
The reigning OCAA Player of the Year could very well win it again this year. Durham scrambling, and can they throw it back over? Yes, they can. Great setup here for the Hawks. KGP going for it again. And he gets a little bit of help there from the deflection. Humber once again doubling up Durham. It's 8-4. Andres, first-year player from Brazil, getting ready to serve. What a rocket that was. The setup there, Doucette, they'll say that's deflected. Point for the Lords. McGilvery now to serve. No player over their 3rd year for Durham will have 1st, 2nd, and 3rd year players in their squad. Partially deflected. Set up there, into the block, comes right back. Lawrence having to scramble here a little bit, tossed over. Great opportunity, the fake. Great Phillips, and he finds the space on the court there for yet another kill.
KGP, when you need him, he comes up clutch. Wanted to mention another player that stepped up big time in the absence of Blackmore, and that's been Enzo Andres, the rookie. Most single season points. The record is 389. Enzo, 239.
What a key piece has been that year. Way too much mustard on that one for KGP. And they'll give the ball right back to the Lords.
Yeah, how about your first season coming over from Brazil, that is. He finishes top 5 in the program in a season. It's just tremendous stuff.
We've seen over the years a lot of players from Brazil coming over to Humber, as Brazil's quite a volleyball hotbed. You think soccer there, but volleyball huge there as well. As Humber gets another kill. That one, Raphael Werner.
And Warner hasn't gotten a lot of starts so far this year, but he's making the most of it here in this one. A really good look for the young man, doing everything he can.
Served by Sugarman. Durham, the setup. That one right into the net. Another point here for the Hawks.
Yeah, Humber's starting to run away with it a little bit here. They're looking strong.
Still close, still just a 5-point game. Sugarman to serve again. Lords up, that one blocked. Battle at the net, they're gonna give the point to the Lords. They're gonna say that was a net violation. Jalen Arias from Whitby now serving. 3rd-year player, one of the elder statesmen on this team. Kozic for Andres, and he makes no mistake on that one. Another rocket.
Yeah, Enzo is so fun to watch. He just continues to prove a point every single time he is on the court.
Kozic, a soft serve there. A great one there, McGilvery into the block, and Humber couldn't contain that one. Lords still hanging around in here. They're only down by 4. It's going to be Felix's turn to serve. Received by Gray Phillips. Ross tried to get a hand on that one, deflected it. Andres flips it over, he misses.
Yeah, it looked like Andres was trying to hit it off the hands of the block, but wisely, a wise play out of the side of Durham. They just brought the hands back. Yeah, you're not allowing him to do that. It's a good trick play if it works, but Durham outsmarted Enzo right there.
The Humber lead was shrinking, but it's back up to 4 points after that service error by Felix.
We've seen a couple early on here for Felix where he just can't get in the groove of things. You got to watch out, though. He can be a dangerous player for the Durham Lords just early on. He hasn't been able to get into his groove.
It's going to be a long afternoon here, so we'll see what we can do as we get another service error, this time by Border. Polion. Serve is good. Segue for Great Phillips. Hits it over. They're going to say that hit the ground. Another point for the Hawks. Another point for Calgary Phillips.
I don't know if you notice it, Andrew, but every time KGP goes up, he has so much deception in his setup where you got to respect the power that he has in his kill. But when he goes up, it's the same motion every time. Doesn't matter if it's a soft hit, doesn't matter if it's power. And it's just so hard for the defense to pick up.
Yeah, really playing a guessing game there for having to defend Calgary Phillips. Another service error. We've seen a bunch of those already here midway through the first set. And it's going to be Doucette back to the service line. Goes it for Great Phillips. Plenty of power behind that one. Hit that right to Hunter the libero, and he had no answer.
That's what I mean right there, because that time everybody, they're creeping up a little bit because of what he just did, and then he just unleashes a powerful swing.
He's just so great at reading the defenses. Andres the serve. Another rocket there, perfect one just over the net. Durham will reload. That was deflected up by Andres. He wanted another try at that one. He's a little upset. Durham doing a good job making this a game. Have not let Humber run away with anything here yet. McGilvery. That one bounces away from the Hawks. And what do you know, Durham's just within 2. And McGilvery will try again from the service line. One of 3 Whitby natives on the team. Another good serve. Kozic for Gray Phillips. This time goes with the finesse. Tried to flip it over. Saved! Felix goes cross corner. He gets it.
Get a little bit distracted just by Howie Hawk. He's fighting off some Durham fans over there. You know, they have their pom-poms, and you know, the fans, they stole Howie's, so he stole theirs. Then they threw Howie's away, so Howie threw theirs away. There's a whole saga that was going on over there.
Some good gamesmanship as we see Durham with the service error of their own, giving Humber back a 2-point lead. Each team still with both their timeouts left. Ray Phillips, the 5th-year man out of Brampton, to serve. Rocket there, almost goes into the rafters. Set there for Felix over the block. Gray Phillips there to receive it. Andres, no. Will set up again. Doucette going cross court, he misses. They'll give that point to the Hawks. No deflection there. Humber's back up by 3. This is where both sides really got to lock in here. That serve had the power, did not have the height though, going right into the net. Tight one here in the first set. Joust at the net. And just a big miscommunication there from Durham. Everyone backed up waiting for the other guy to take it. Felix couldn't touch it because he had already gone for it. Bad break there. Sugarman to serve. Set up there, cross court. And he missed. He initially thought he had it, but they're going to give that point to Humber. Humber 6 points away from taking set number 1. Sugarman into the net. And these teams just trading points here, Zach. It feels like it's been a 2 or 3 or 4 point game virtually the whole set.
Well, this is what we kind of expected. Again, you look at the head-to-head throughout the years with Durham and Humber, and look at that service ace.
Painting the line with that one. That was Arias with the serve.
But just to the point, Durham has always, for some reason, had Humber's number when it comes to men's volleyball, the all-time record we talked about. And you know, you're seeing it here, they're just putting up a really good fight.
Kozic, the setup. Yes. Felix, no. You're gonna try again. Tipped into the block. Big block there, out of bounds though, off the hit from Warner. It's gonna be a point for Humber, they're up by 3.
The bench of Durham, they wanted the double hit called, but I believe it was Cozy who got a hand to it on the block as he was coming down, so that allowed him to hit it again and restart.
Kozic. Doucette into the block, kept alive. Segri, the setup for Andres, that's blocked. We'll try again, this time to Warner, going for the back line, can't find it, too much power on that one.
Yeah, they stacked up the wall on the close right side there for Enzo Andres. They were respecting his power. They go across to Warner, who has displayed some nice swings of his own. It's just that time, it's a little bit too much underneath, didn't get on top of the ball.
Jonas Felix now to serve. Plenty powerful there. Ross waiting for it, but he hits the net. Durham within 1 point. Chance here to tie it up. Each team still with 2 timeouts left. It's been just pure volleyball action to start us off here. The serve makes it over. Warner, they're gonna call violation against Humber. Double touch.
A little bit of a miscue right there between Cozy and Warner. And look at this, Durham fired up. Humber gonna call the timeout.
Rarely do you see Humber call the first timeout in a set, but I'd say that was a good one by Wayne Wilkins with things probably sneaking away from them here in this first set.
Oh, it was a good dig in the backcourt, but they tried to keep it alive. Doing an awesome job.
And Durham's come into the Hawks nest here, looking pretty good. Here in the first set, it's gonna be a long way left here to go. Of course, you need to win 3 sets here. And Durham, of course, always having a lot of fans here. Oshawa not too far away from the Hawks nest.
Well, yeah, the Durham fans, they had to decide, stay at home for the women's volleyball game going on against Conestoga or come out to this one. That's why you don't see as many fans out here. We do know they travel in bunches, them and St. Clair. They are 2 of the biggest teams when it comes to traveling and bringing their support systems. Durham, I mean, they come out in full force here. They got some of them because, the other ones had to stay home for the women's volleyball game going on.
Yeah, for whatever reason, the teams that wear green and gold tend to have the fans that travel the best. Howie's showing some of his moves to some of the ladies in the stands. He's getting his Valentine's Day on. All right, back to volleyball. Jonas Felix ready to serve. Another rocket from number 9. The setup for Andres deflected. Almost popped right back over to the Humber side. McGilvery that popped back to their side. Out of bounds, and Durham takes the lead.
Late in this set, it's the Lords taking the lead. This is a team that has just shown grit. They're not giving up here. They were down, I believe at one point by 5.
They were.
And they've just completely battled back.
Let's go Humber chant getting started here in the Hawks nest. That one just touches the tape and makes it over. Kozic, Andres. That one's received. McGilvery, the setup, and what happened there?
It looked like they were trying to do a little bit of a trickery where you could just go down the net with a little tip, but you got to be so precise with plays like that just because it could just backfire them so fast.
And it did there for the Lords. Back tied at 21. Set up here for McGilvery. You have to scramble to get it over. They can't. That one just got caught up with Andres and Brass there in the front line. Durham back up by 1. Jaden Polion to serve. Durham needs just 3 points to steal the first set. Andres going cross court. That one's deflected. Segui. Andres, the soft touch didn't work. The pancake keeps it alive. Into the block, blow the whistle. This could be a point for Humber.
Yeah, Humber wanted the pancake. The head official didn't see it. The judge on the opposite side was the one that called it.
Doucette asking the head official for an explanation on this call. Looks like Rabbi Hunter, the libero, is going to get back on the court. Huge moment here at the end of the first set. And Durham better be careful or else they're going to get a delay of game here. Okay, we're back underway.
Yeah, Durham not liking that one.
Paulo Brass the serve. Maria the setup. A little bit of a miscue there, just tossed it back over. Andres going for the back corner, he gets it. And Humber just 2 points away. Is Durham gonna call a timeout? Doesn't appear so. Or no, they do. Dwayne Cochran using his first timeout of the set, with his team really on the edge here.
Yeah, and you can see head coach Dwayne Cochran, he was not happy. Very aggressive timeout call, just a lot of frustrations at the officials after that call. What happened moments ago, that's kind of what's allowed Humber to get the momentum here in this set. The Hawks, now all you got to do is just play your game. Let Durham kind of speed up their pace to try to connect up to you.
And these timeouts can be so powerful just to put an end to that momentum that the other team has built up. We saw how it worked out for Humber. Is going to work out the same way for Durham here. We'll find out. And Howie, oh my.
Got the moves today.
Just making
Howie's rocking it
making
today.
the rest of us dudes look bad.
Any of you lovely people out there that are looking for a Valentine's date, Howie Hawk, I'm sure is looking for one as well.
I hear he likes birdseed.
Very big fan of Tony Hawk. I know that. I read his bio on the Hawks website.
All right. What can Apollo do here from the service line? Good serve. Arias the setup there for McGilvery into the net. And it's going to be set point now for the Hawks. Are Durham going to use their final timeout? They will not. Brass to put it away. Kept alive. Doucette into the block. And that will do it for set number 1. Humber takes a tight one here, 25-22.
Big plays for the side of the Hawks. They come away with it to end it. You know, Durham are going to have a little bit of controversy with how that set ended, but the Hawks, they handled business when it came down to it. Yeah, if you're curious about Howie Hawk, if you want to know more about Howie Hawk, well, his favorite athlete's Tony Hawk. Favorite actor is Ethan Hawke. Favorite movie is Hudson Hawk. Favorite song, Free Bird by Leonard. I always forget the name because it messes me up. Leonard Skinner?
Skinner.
Yep, thank you. I'm terrible at reading.
The band with 1,000 members.
Yep. Siblings, he doesn't have any because he was an only egg. Interesting role models, I must say. Chester Cheetah and the Kool-Aid Man. Quite interesting if you ask me.
I guess just that's the chaotic energy that he's going for.
It would make sense. It would make sense.
Haven't seen him burst through many brick walls lately, but the day is still young, of course. Good looking game here so far. Durham did not come here to fool around, clearly digging in those heels. And I mean, this looked like a little bit of a mismatch on paper. I mean, Humber near the top of the OCAA West, which was a very tough division, an 11-5 record, and Durham kind of middling there in the East with an 8-8 record. Couldn't really put together too many streaks, finishing 5-5 to end the season. Were actually in the minuses for sets won minus sets lost. But looking not too bad here in the Hawks nest. We've talked about how they've had some success against the Hawks throughout their history. But Humber, of course, five straight playoff wins at home. They're 16-5 all-time in the North Campus Gym and 14-3 overall in the crossover round. You can see Tay Blackmore, Mikhailo Sidoff, both just getting in some practice reps.
Yeah, both not dressed for today's game. Paul Manna, like we mentioned, is also not dressed for today's game. Those are three impact players. We know of Blackmore and Manna kind of just dealing with injuries right now. They're trying to get back into the flow of things.
And the Hawks look like they're in a hurry to get this set number 2 started, of course, with the momentum swing that they were able to capture in that first set. And Durham making their way back onto the court as well.
Got the candy out in full force for the Hawks.
What else is new?
They are mounting it down, too, is the thing. Like, it wasn't, you know, you take one piece, I take one. I think it was Caleb Gold that just said, we take a handful.
I take a handful, you guys fend for yourselves.
Yeah, exactly. It was pretty funny. Gold was just, you know, handing out, hey, you want one? Hey, you want one? Hey, you want one? He even gave one to the photographer, Diego.
Diego, our boy, of course. Got to have a word with him after his Seattle Seahawks defeated my New England Patriots last weekend.
Hey, I just hoped both teams had fun.
Yes, thank you.
That's all I was hoping for.
One team had more fun than the other, as I imagine it's going to be the end result here today. Back underway for set number 2. It's Kozic with the serve. And he misses that back line by a couple feet. And we have a service error to get us started.
This has, again, been a tightly contested contest between the two. Both teams really showing why they made it here to this crossover round.
Jalen Arias, and he misses. Back-to-back service errors to get us started. Warner, it's his turn to serve. He wants another ball. Don't see that move too often.
I'm not sure if it was Warner that asked for it or the official.
Warner the serve. Whistle blown. They say that was a violation against Durham at the net. Warner back to the service line. Good looking serve. Set up by Arias to do set. For Andres! And he smacked that one down to the back of the court.
Enzo gets so much vertical on that hop. It's just basically coming straight down at you if you're trying to defend it. So difficult.
We'll have applause in the Humber bench for Warner's serve. Just kept alive. Doucette, that one was deflected. Gray Phillips just tossed it over. Just misses that back corner. That looked like that was going in. Just floated that one up there a little bit too much. Felix the serve. Set up there for Gray Phillips going cross corner. He won't make a mistake back to back. And Humber's back up by 2.
That is a bullet cross court.
Paulo Bras. Down, thrown down. Werner just out of position to make the play on that one, and Durham still hanging around by 1.
Yeah, guarding back line, that's your main kind of objective. But in plays like that, it's so tough because you want to jump forward a little bit, but you know you want to hold the line still.
Serve is over. Kozic for Sugarman. And that was one of the prettiest kills we've seen here today. Enzo Andres. Kept alive. Werner's just gonna have to toss it over. Arias, the setup for Felix, kept alive. Great dig by Werner. Great Phillips, that's blocked. Having to scramble, kept alive, no! Just could not keep it on the court. And Durham hanging around here.
You see on your screen, head coach Wayne Wilkins. Paul Manno was looking at him saying, hey, you want to sub in? You want to go on the court?
I'm sure he's still got some moves. Segui, uncharacteristic one there, letting it go.
Yeah, it looked like he was kind of caught in the middle. He was in a conversation with Warner, and he said, my bad, I should have just taken it fully. Thought Warner might have been going for the ball.
We'll try again, Doucette the serve. Kozic just flips it over, almost worked. McGilvery going cross court, he misses. They're gonna say that was deflected though.
Yeah, it was Dante Sugarman, he actually made contact with the net.
So it's a violation against the Hawks. And Durham's up for the first time in this set. Doucette the serve again. He misses. Ray Phillips now the 5th-year senior. The step there for McGilvery, that's blocked. Lords will try again. McGilvery again to Segui, and that was too powerful to handle.
Durham coming out full swing in here.
This set has the same complexion of that first set by the looks of it here so far. Neither team here wanting to concede an inch. Kept alive, Kozic. Andres! And that one was too hot to handle. Durham ties it, or Humber, excuse me, ties it up.
This is his cross-court kill. Not normally do we see Segui kind of taken back a little bit by a swing. That one caught him there, but he answered back nicely.
Chance here for Durham. Deflected. That's gonna be another point. Owen Lund getting it there. And he's gonna go right to the service line. Andres going cross court. Another one that was too hot to handle. Andres with 7 kills on the day so far.
Yeah, he has been the kind of electric spark plug that Humber Hawks have needed.
We saw in the women's game, some of their top players were able to rack up because we see a beautiful flip over the net there by Jalen Arias. Durham finds himself up by 1 once again here in the second set. Jalen Arias just makes it over the tape. Kozic, Andres going cross court, he does it. Finds that back line. Kill number 8 on the day for big number 17.
Enzo Andres, so fun to watch because he plays with so much energy.
He's in his element here today. Werner the serve. Rise the setup there for Felix. Humber just keeps it alive, makes it over. No, they're gonna give that point. Durham up 10-9. Felix the serve. Right into the net. We're tied here at double digits. Now it's Apollo Brass's turn to serve. Here we go. Makes it over. Rise the setup. A little bit of a miscue there. Humber will capture another point.
Regain the lead here for the Hawks.
Set there, Doucette. Rise for Felix. Referee changed her mind there. She's originally called out, but then changed her right to in. Odd call, you don't often see that. Andres once again. Oh my. Rise was right there, but had no play. Humber takes back the lead.
That was electric. Defenso Andres again, man. 9 kills on the day. It just seems as every game has gone on this year, he's just gotten better and better and better.
Usually if the ball hits that part of the tape, it finds a way to go over, but that one just did not have the juice, and Andres a little upset after that.
Yeah, they tied the nets a little bit tighter today.
Or Toulouse, I don't know, something. Goes it just Andres will try again. Nice for McGilvery. And that one hit the post, so it's going to be a point for the Hawks. Extend this Humber lead. Diving play there to keep it alive. McGilvery blocked by Sugarman. All over. That one was number 7 in white.
Dante Sugarman. You know who can? The Sugarman can. And he's proving it again. That was a nice solo block there. But how about the dig on the other side for the Durham Lords?
Phillips let that one get well away from him. Durham within one. Another tight set here in the second. McGilvery serve. That was going for the back line. Just kept alive. And the scramble for Humber will not work as we get another tie set here.
Strong here. Durham not backing down. They're giving a good fight here to the Hawks at home. Again, the all-time record between these two teams, when you look at it, Humber 9-18 all-time against the Durham Lords. The Lords have the number against the Hawks.
Ryan McGilvery getting ready to serve. Here we go. Both teams still with each of their timeouts left. Another cross-court shot, another point here for the Humber Hawks. That was all Warner right there.
Warner comes through big time there with that swing.
Rise the setup, a big shot, a bigger block. Owen Lund could not get it over. Cross was right there.
Not normally do we see Apollo Brass, you know, have that emotion pour out. He got that block and he let out a big roar.
Durham having a scramble here. Double touch, at least the Humber bench thought so. Phillips on that one. Kozic, the setup for Andres, the soft touch. We're gonna call that a Humber point, double touch. Looked like it might have been a lift as well. Humber crowd chanting, "You can't do that." Sugarman now getting ready to serve. Another delay here as captain and libero Robbie Hunter having a word with the head official. Relaying some information to Coach Cochran. And here we go. Going cross court, just catches that back line. And Humber's finally starting to put together some points here. They're up by 4. Sugarman again. Duel at the net, no. Sugarman for Andres, soft touch, just volleyed it over. And Lund gets a kill there. It's gonna be his first of the game.
Peering over at the head coach, Dwayne Cochran. He kind of got frustrated after that kill. They all thought it was out of bounds, missing that back line. He kind of threw that book in the back. He said, "I'm just going to wave the white flag."
Don't wave it now, coach. Your team's still within 3. Kozic for Andres, going for the back line. He misses. Now they're going to overrule it. Humber back up by 4.
Again, anything can happen in this stage of the game. Like you mentioned, partner, Humber Hawks still, or excuse me, the Durham Lords still very much in this game. They've played a good game up until now. You just can't change anything. Don't let the frustrations of officiating get to you.
McGilvery went for power there, but could not get the placement as he put it right into the net. And Durham's gonna take their first time out of the set. Down by 5, it's a desperate time now for them as they gotta be absolutely perfect here down the stretch of the second set.
Yeah, down by 5, you gotta bounce back. You need about multiple 2-point swings here if you're Durham. Just try to fight back into this one.
Yeah, just try and win serve back as soon as possible and don't let them hang on to the ball. Easier said than done though, of course, the Hawks nest. That last Enzo Andres shot.
Coaching staff talking here with the Humber Hawks. And it's been a good game so far. They're feeling it right now, are the Hawks, and everything going right. On the other side here, the Lords, you know, the frustrations have been boiling. It's been building up. You can see it on the bench. You can see it on the court. It's boiling up, but the thing is, they're still very much in this game. They are not out of it just yet. They took the Hawks to the limit in set number 1. Humber was just able to hold them off. Here in set number 2, you've done the same thing. You just got to take that next step up. That's the biggest thing here for the Lords.
The Hawks players coming back on the court, and now so are the Lords. 5 more points to go up 2 sets to love and put Durham in a real big hole here. Looking to punch their ticket to the quarterfinals, which should be right back here at the Hawks nest. Postage serve is over the net. Felix, Humber's have to scramble, went right to the scoring table. Andres could not get there in time.
Enzo Andres stays behind. He's going to readjust the table, be a nice guy.
I think he was complaining that the table was a little too far out. He's like, it should be a little bit further back.
He's talking to everybody at the table saying, guys, move! Move it back!
I don't think that's their call, Enzo, no offense. Kozic for Andres, that's deflected. Doucette, it's flipped over. They'll reload again. Bit of a miscue there. Kozic for Andres. Durham's turn to reload. Felix kept alive. Goes it for great Phillips. Out of bounds. Was not deflected. Howie battling with some of the Durham fans here.
Howie has the blue and gold and he's just being drowned out by some green right now.
Durham, successful couple plays after that last timeout. Can they keep that momentum going? The flip over won't work. Kozic, Andres, deflected out of bounds. And number 17 has 12 kills on the game so far.
Yeah, and so just doing everything he can. That's a nice swing again by number 7. He's just having a sensational night.
Little beat for Warner as he serves. Makes it over the net. Set up there. Looks like a couple Lord players thought it was coming to them. Great Phillips. That was deflected. For Felix. Kept alive by the Hawks. Secondary for Andres. Finds the back line. What a shot by Enzo. Another magnificent play by Enzo Andres. Durham still with 1 timeout left. A little surprised that they're not going to use it here. Not a good hand on it, but it was a pretty good play there nonetheless. Kozic making a diving save. Kozic for Andres. They're going to give the point here to Durham off the lift.
Yeah, Kozic went down low, and it looked like he might have slipped a little bit or something.
And the last look at that last kill by Andres. Jonas Felix, ready to serve. Plenty of power there. Kozic for Andres. Deflected, kept alive. They're just gonna have to toss this over Andres. Give it a little bit of power there. McGilvery, kept alive. Great Phillips for Andres. Soft touch, kept alive with the pancake into the net. And they're gonna give that point to Humber. Hawks just 2 points away from going up 2-0. Wayne Cochran still appearing to not use the second timeout. Is he saving it for another point, or is he just going to leave it up to the players on the court? We'll see. Caleb Gould now to serve. First-year player from Bear Cove, Newfoundland. Out of bounds. That'll be a quick one there for Caleb as Apollo Barras back on the court.
With Brass coming back out, Segui will take his spot. Gold was just gone for the serve. Unfortunately, went outside of that post as well.
Andres cross court. Oh my, number 17 in white putting on a show.
That is just lethal.
14 kills. Phillips able to go into the stands and keep it alive. Durham will try again. Rios for McGilvery, he misses. And that will do it. Humber captures set number 2, 25-19. 3 points better than last one for Humber.
They're playing a strong game. The Durham Lords, it's just been the kind of tail ends of these sets that's been the backbreaker for the boys. Other than that, it's been a solid one. This is why I'm going to miss Tay Blackmore when he graduates out of the program. This guy rocks the candy, and he always brings me at least one.
We got Sugarman, we got Blackmore, who's apparently the candy man on the team. Give me a second, I'll be able to think of another one, but for now I got nothing. Either way, Humber looking pretty good, getting better as this one's been going on.
Yeah, Hawks are in a really good place right now. Playing a very strong game. They're really not letting Durham dictate the pace of play. And then the officiating against Durham, and obviously, you know, head coach Dwayne Cochran, he's not been pleased with it. But I like this out of the Lords. They're having kind of a players-only meeting right now. Everybody talking, everybody listening, and just kind of trying to figure this thing out.
Got to dig in. This is your season on the line if you're the Durham Lords. One set to make or break your season.
Don't you love it when it comes down to these?
Oh, it's always the best.
Always super fun.
Gotta love the support here for Durham that we've seen from their fans coming in.
Yeah, like I said before, when it comes to the long distance traveling, again, Humber, they do it as well. They travel in bunches, but you know, Durham is up there. They travel in a really good pack, and you got to give kind of some credit to St. Clair, coming all the way from Windsor. They do a lot of driving to support their collegiate athletes.
Yeah, Windsor was that like a 4-hour or 5-hour drive?
Nah, it's about three and a half to 4. It's not too bad. Depends on the kind of traffic you get in the weather.
That depends, yes. So I've been hearing bad weather and the St. Clair fans still show up. So
yeah,
something to be said.
That was a wild time. The biggest snowstorm in I don't know how many years hits, and they still showed up.
Gotta love it.
It's dedication.
That's the beauty of college sports, just all about the passion, and we're seeing a lot of it here this afternoon. Of course, we had that wonderful women's game. Humber getting this 3-0 sweep against the George Brown Huskies, the crosstown rivals. Humber punches their ticket to the quarterfinals there. Opponent still to be determined.
I'm pretty sure some of the volleyball team just arrived. You can see a couple of the dual sport athletes. Chelsea Oak is there. Peyton Jones play on the softball team as well as the volleyball. They just came in, and Oak is hopping up and down trying to hype up her team.
Love the support. One more set. Durham running out of opportunities here. They're going to have to put it all on the line here. Set number 3 at the Hawks' Nest. Can they extend it by one more set? Or will Humber punch their tickets to the quarterfinals, which will be right here in the Hawks' Nest? Brass, that's deflected. Kept alive by the Lords. They'll have to toss it back. Set up for Great Phillips, he just had to toss it over. Going cross court. Great rally here, the touch. Whistle blow, they're gonna give the point to Humber.
Net violation right there. That's kind of been the big thing so far in this game. It's just both sides really are kind of battling at the net, contact being made.
Mistakes are gonna happen. Nicholas Kozic from Ottawa makes the serve. And an ace there. What happened there? Durham had their radars crossed up. Looks like no one knew who's going to be there to receive that. Kozic, the serve again. Does he do the same thing? Felix just tosses it over. Kozic for Andres. Cross court, another kill. Number 15 on the day for Enzo.
What can't this guy do? I mean, his name was already in the pot for Rookie of the Year. It has to be near the top of that list right now.
Definitely the lead candidate for OCAA Rookie of the Year. Reyes, no. Kozic for Warner, kept alive. Set there for Felix Jones cross court, and he finds the line. Durham's on the board for the third set.
Trying Trying to get things rolling here, the Lords. Again, it's been slow starts and then building up. That's kind of been the big thing for the side of the Durham Lords. Have they been able to figure it out is the question.
That one misses by a mile. We saw this kind of at the start of last set too, but after a few points, Durham was able to find their comfort and claw their way back into this one, but Durham really can't afford to find themselves in a hole here.
You go down early, that's when things start to get difficult.
We're into the serve. Into the block, Seguin keeps it alive. Kozic for Gray Phillips, the soft touch kept up. Doucette, he misses. Humber up 5-1 here. The Lords can't afford to let this one unravel. Warner just makes it over. That's gonna be an ace! Everything coming up Humber here early in set number 3, and that's gonna draw a timeout here from Dwayne Cochran, the head coach of the Lords. Gotta love it here at the Hawks Nest. Great atmosphere, great game. And it looks like it's gonna be another great result here for the Hawks.
It's always a good time. You can hear a crowd getting into it, having fun. 6-1 score here in the third set. The conversation really on the side of Durham is just, you gotta slow down this pacing from the Humber Hawks. They've been in control of the pacing really since set number 1. Once you kind of regain that control, you can play at your pace, play at your control, that's when things can start rolling. It's just, is Humber gonna give up the reins or is Durham gonna try to just take it from them?
Yeah, I mean, as this game's gone on, we've seen Humber just lock in more and more. I mean, is that a factor of Durham just kind of putting it all out there as this game started and they're just kind of running out of gas, or is it just Humber kind of enforcing that home court advantage? Either way, looking good for Humber here, and this gym's getting pretty loud.
Cha-cha slide gets everybody going, I'll tell you that right now.
What a banger.
All time.
The setup there for Doucette, and he misses. That's a couple now this set that Doucette's missed. A couple in a row.
And the Hawks are perfectly okay with what's going on here. They're just going to continue to grow up this lead, just give themselves as big of enough of a cushion.
Except for McGilvery. Deflected, and they're going to give the point to the Lords.
I love Enzo because whenever something happens that goes against him, he doesn't get upset. He just smiles and laughs and throws the hands up in the air.
It's got a good attitude to have as an athlete. Just have a short memory and move on. McGilvery, plenty of power into the net. They're going to say that was blocked. Out of bounds, so another Durham point. Looking pretty successful coming out of that timeout.
Well, there you go. You've added some points on the board here, but how much of a run are you going to have? This is a big time in this set for the Lords, trying to bounce back.
They need to go on a run. Kozic for Gray Phillips going cross court, kept alive. Felix, no. Second for Andres. Durham can't keep that one up. And Humber retakes that 5-point lead.
And when you look at the number, it's a big kind of swing point there.
It really was.
You know, it's just a big difference between 8-3 and 7-4. You know, it's a 2-point swing. Humber, again, gladly they're going to take it no matter what.
Yeah, it's only 1 point, but seeing a down by 3 minus down by versus down by 5, one looks more manageable than the other, but Durham will take that point, and they're only down by 4 here.
So again, we're right back where we were just a couple points ago. They've traded. You're Durham, you gotta try to get momentum on your side. Humber, to keep playing your game. Everything has looked clean so far.
Still anyone's set. Gray Phillips, a big block that's kept alive. Segue for Gray Phillips going cross court. Misses that one by a few feet. And the Durham faithful here are loving it.
Have you noticed since the volleyball team, the women's team showed up, they've gone a little bit louder?
I have, actually.
Yeah, they've brought the energy over on that side.
Closes for great Phillip, goes for finesse, no. Cross court, McGilvery. He misses. Now hand a point right back to Humber, and they get the serve. It's gonna be Enzo Andres, the man who's been putting on quite the show here this afternoon. A few salutes from the sideline from that Humber bench. What a powerful serve. Great Phillips tries to dunk it down. And they're gonna give the point there to Humber on the lane violation.
So same thing as in the women's side. It's a super Saturday here of volleyball action. It all starts with Mohawk and Loyalist. Their game's already done, and the night will finish with Algonquin and Redeemer, which should be another great game.
Another big point there for the Lords. They're still within 4. But they've been trading points, and that is not a game that Durham can afford to play. Serve. Big hit there, just got over by Sugarman. Felix kept alive by Andres. Got tangled up there, and another point for the Lords.
They're answering back. Again, at one point, I believe it was 7-1.
Yes, it was.
And what a comeback it has been.
Durham on a 6-3 run here. Can they keep the momentum going? Great Phillips, powerful, and that's blocked! One all over that one as he's mobbed by his teammates. Suddenly it's a 2-point game.
We always talk about the factor of, momentum and just noise and just excitement. Durham, it's shifted here in this set. It looked like things were bleak. It was 7-1. Look at this comeback, now down by 2.
We'll see if Humber's gonna have to call a timeout soon. That one almost in the rafters. Toss right back over. The setup for Felix, couldn't get it there. He was blocked by his teammate. A little bit of a scramble here. Powerful hit. That's gonna miss. Humber back up by 3.
So just a quick update for the women's side of things. There has been 3 O's across the board. Cambrian 3-0 against St. Lawrence, Seneca 3-0 Mohawk, Humber 3-0 George Brown, Durham 3-0 Conestoga, St. Clair 3-0 Centennial.
A lot of sweeps here on Super Saturday.
If you love volleyball, men or women's, it's been a great day for you.
That went into the Humber bench. Durham has it back down to a 2-point lead.
Been a slow brewing game here for the Lords. Again, one of the only teams that's been able to cause havoc for the Humber Hawks all time. All-time record for Humber against the Lords, 9-18.
They're being thorns in their side here in the 3rd set. Andres, that's a big block, kept alive. Sugarman just tosses it over. Felix tries to get over the block. He does, but he misses. They're gonna say that was deflected though? What's gonna be the call?
Looks like it was on Cozy. Cozy made contact with the net when he went up. Wow, this could be a big swing point here.
It's going to be a violation against the Hawks, costing them a point. That was a freebie there. 1-point set. Cozy tries to toss it over. Pop back, and no one was home for the Hawks. We're tied at 11. Oh boy. Get another look there. Now a 10-4 run for Durham. Wow. Let's see if Wayne Wilkins calls a timeout here soon. Warner, great job to get that one cross court for the kill. They need to put an end to this momentum.
Yeah, for the Hawks, that's a great answer back. Again, you still have a lead now. You work with it. You just got to get back into your game. The first pass has been crucial for Humber all game long. They get that going, everything works.
Felix over the block, kept alive. Tossed over by Brass. Free play here for the Hawks. And Sugarman misses. Back tied at 12. A number of Durham fans dancing after that point.
I'm telling you, the impact that 4 people can make. We saw them run in. They're sitting right at the bottom of the bleachers making noise.
Rias. Great heads-up play there by Koza. Just threw that one down for the quick point. Humber back on top. The serve. Set up here for Felix going cross court to the back corner. Gary Phillips just tosses it back. Set up here, that's blocked. Andres keeps it alive. Set back for Andres. Won't work. Felix into the block, comes back. That was deflected, hit the line. It's gonna be another point here for Humber. Back up by 2.
That's just Warner making a huge play, going up with that block on Felix.
Kozic extend this Humber lead. Just makes it over the net. Big hit, that's blocked, but deflects out of bounds. A good break there for the Lords.
I've never seen a ball get blocked like that and just ride the net all the way down.
That makes 2 of us, partner.
That's a first.
Powerful hit there, clearly, by Jack Hendry. Felix just misses that back line. It's gonna go long. Humber back up by 2. Raphael Werner. Step there, that goes right into the net. Point for Humber. Three-point lead here. Durham's gonna get that point right back. This will be another tight set here, clearly in the Hawks' nest.
Only 1 timeout left here in this.
Durham's only used their 1 timeout. That's gonna be a tackling violation against the Hawks.
Every time Humber tries to expand themselves a little bit of a lead, Durham, they'll claw right on back, and that's kind of what this story of this 3rd set has been. This is the best set we've seen the Lords play all day long.
Chance here for Durham to tie it. Set for Gray Phillips. Too hot to handle, though, for Shane Polian.
KGP, man, the vet comes through yet again. You love to see it.
Approaching the end of the set here, Humber still with both their timeouts. Durham's just got 1 remaining. Ross can't get it over. They'll go right back to the bench for Alex Segi. Jack Hendry, got a big moment here. Set up for Andres, deflected. That'll be another point here for the Hawks.
Enzo Andres up to 17 kills, the man out of Brazil, doing it all here today.
He averages 3 kills per set. Today he's almost got 6%. He's got a little bit of runway left. It certainly is.
Big man out of Sao Paulo, Brazil.
Big block there on McGilvery. Another big block! The head official calling in one of his assistants. Durham wants a violation against the Hawks. They're gonna overturn the point. Saying that was out, that's strange.
We've seen a couple of those so far. We've seen a couple of those in the game, but they've all kind of gone Humber's way. That's why the frustrations were boiling up for Durham earlier. They get one to go their way this time. How do they continue? Or will the Hawks get the point back?
Golden opportunity here for the Lords. What can they do with it? Great Phillips going cross court, bounces right back. Goes right back to Great Phillips. And that one too hot to handle for Hunter the libero. Humber's back up by 2, 6 points away from taking this match. Durham's got their backs up against the wall here. KGP, the fifth-year man out of Brampton. What a serve there. Just caught the entire Durham side off guard.
That's the thing, though. You have to respect his power. We've seen his serves. He's had a couple that he's overshot. That time, goes up with the same motion, takes some off, and it just lands in no man's land.
Indeed did. Another powerful serve. Miscue there. Durham's down by 4. Is Dwayne Cochran going to call his last timeout? Appears not, down by 4 and with Humber 4 points away. Bit of a surprise not using it. Great Phillips, another powerful serve, hits the tape. Felix going, he gets it. Backs against the wall time for the Lords. But still down 3 points. It's up there for Andres, and he misses by a mile. Oh no, they're gonna give it to them.
Yeah, so they said it went off the block. So that'll give Andres another kill. 18, it should be 18 on the game now.
Ross sets it up. Warner going cross court. Almost into the banners here. Set for Great Phillips. Throws it down. Nice little fake there. Humber just 2 points away from victory. And it appears that Dwayne Cochran still not using that last timeout. It's going to be all up to the players on the court. Step there for Felix. No mistake there. They still trail by 4 points. No room for error.
This is it. You kind of need to go on at least a 4-point swing here to get things close enough. That's just another great play by KGP. The vet understanding the placement of the opposing team.
Durham needs to go on a 4-1 run here just to stay alive. Andres, he misses.
Staying alive.
The lead shrinks to 3 points for Humber. We got a timeout called by the Hawks.
Interesting. Interesting that Humber would use a timeout in that
Don't
situation.
often see that when a team's in the lead, yeah.
So if you're Humber, you're just trying to halt any momentum Durham's building, but if you're Durham, you're kind of getting a free break here. You know,
absolutely.
You don't take it as they're interrupting the momentum. You take it as we're getting a quick rest, get some water, talk it out with our head coach, and build that going forward. Humber on the other side of things, again, you're using that to try to stop them, halt them, and use that under your advantage.
Quick timeout here, and we'll see what Humber can come out of this with. It's funny, you see these guys on TV or on the stream, and you're like, oh, these guys don't look so tall. But then when you pass them in the hallway, you're like, oh my God, these guys
dude,
are giants.
They're so tall. Don't get me wrong, I'm not the tallest out there. I'm around 5'11", 6 foot, but I walk by Tay Blackmore and I'm looking up to him like, hey man, how you doing? I look up at Apollo Brass, I'm looking at a skyscraper.
Yeah, more or less, yes. Into the net, not what you want to see if you're a Lords fan.
This is it.
Match point for the Humber Hawks. A chance here to punch their ticket to the OCAA quarterfinals. The quest for 6 provincial championships in a row. Good serve. Doucette, that's deflected, kept alive though. Warner, Andres, that's it! Humber sweeps the Durham Lords. 6 in a row, just 3 games left before they can say that.
And I mean, how fitting of it was that Enzo Andres got the party started and he ended it. He had a tremendous game. No doubt in my mind that he would be the player of the game.
He would absolutely be my choice, as is yours, but what a great team effort here by the Humber Hawks. Durham here, got to give kudos to them as well. Really came out to play, made this a much tighter game than I'm sure we imagined coming into this one, but some great volleyball here today. Both games that we saw were treated to a great one here.
I mean, both games were tremendous. They had kind of their own little spin on things. The Durham Lords, give them credit. They battled, and it's just, you go up against a Humber team that is currently in a run of maybe playing some of their best volleyball in the last 10 years. They're hot right now. They're looking for 6 in a row, like you said.
And they're getting hot right at the right time, right at the playoffs. And we'll see what they can do here. The sky's the limit for the boys here in the Hawks Nest. All right, we'll take it away. Thank you so much for joining us here once again on Super Saturday here for OCAA Volleyball. For myself, Andrew Blaney, Zach Benoit, the rest of us here at the Hawks Sports Network. Thank you, and Roll Hawks.